Welcome to Game Vitamins. My name is Nick, and today we're going to go over my plan on how I'm going to turn $1,000 into a Magic the Gathering business. This might sound like a bit of a crazy plan, considering I have never sold a card in my life, let alone a common giant spider from 10th edition. Does anyone know what this is worth? Let me know down in the comments, because I don't. But nonetheless, this is going to be super interesting. Nick, what the heck are you doing spending $1,000 to start a business in something that you don't know that much about? Well, let me tell you, I have dove to the deepest depths of YouTube, looking at all kinds of magic finance videos, and I still probably don't really know what the heck I'm getting into. But I will tell you why I'm doing it, and it really stems back to my love of marketplaces in video games. Growing up, I played World of Warcraft and RuneScape, where they had the auction house and the grand exchange. I would always track the different numbers and be able to find different arbitrage opportunities within the marketplaces within the video games. And it was a lot of fun. For me, it was a game within the game. But before I lose you, let's get back to Magic. I really enjoy playing the game, but I've also found a lot of fun in the marketplace and the economy behind the cards. And honestly, after having watched many YouTube videos within the whole MTG finance community, I find that a lot of people want to sell cards, or at least like do it as a side thing where they can sell off a little bit extra, maybe make back some money on cards they don't use anymore, whatever it may be. It's really interesting. So while there are these YouTubers that sell thousands and thousands of cards and run their own game stores, I want to be the little guy that is showing you from the very start by starting with $1,000 and trying to develop something out of it. I mean, you don't even need to go this far. I'm just doing it because I think it would be a fun challenge. And the other thing is there's a lot of advice out there that says not to get in the trading card game business or anything within collectibles, but I think it's interesting. I think that there is a business and a market for just about any item. I mean, there is. Literally everything is a business. And there are plenty of people that do it well. So why not try to do something by peddling 25-cent cards and tracking exactly where we start and exactly where we get to, and opening up packs along the way and maybe playing a little bit. It'll be fun. It'll be interesting. As I said at the very beginning, interesting. So without further ado, we flash some cash at the beginning of this video. 1,000 smackers. You want to start a business. You want to start selling cards. You want to sell giant spiders like me from 10th edition. So let's see how you're going to go about doing it and where that $1,000 is going to get you. Now, we are starting a business here, so I went ahead and opened up an LLC in the name of the company. I don't want to get into all of the nitty gritty, but you can outsource this by using one of those online tools to set up a company in your state, or you can go directly to your state. Again, I don't know all the legal stuff. I don't want to advise on that. There's tons of YouTube videos out there because this is not exclusive to Magic. So that was $105. One of these Benjamins already gone. 10% of our budget gone to opening the company. But one more note on that boring stuff. I can now open up business accounts. I can set up the books correctly. I can track the cash flows. It will make it a lot easier. You really want to separate this stuff out. A lot of people say for liability purposes, yes, but also you just want to be able to keep track of all the numbers, especially when you're selling a ton of cheaper cards. I can't imagine mixing that into your personal finances. Anyway, let's move on from that. We started our business. We're down $105. Number two, just to keep up with the branding and the business aspect of it, I bought a domain, $25. I paid the extra $10 for the privacy protection. Do it. You're going to get a ton of emails and calls and spam mail if you don't. Just spend the extra $10. $25. We're up to $130 spent, 13% of our overall budget. We are cruising through this cash stack. Now let's get into some of the supplies that go along with the business. I assume we're starting off small here. You can do this on your kitchen table. You don't need a warehouse and racks and storage and all that fancy stuff. We're starting by peddling some small numbers of cards. I mean, TCGPlayer allows you to have like 100 cards up when you first start. So nothing crazy. We just need supplies to get the product out the door. We could go and blow our $1,000, or well, $870 remaining on inventory, but then we have no way to ship it. I mean, are you going to start stuffing cards in the envelopes from your birthday card that you got from your mom? I mean, no, we want to look professional here. We want all of the supplies. So I pulled a lot of this from videos and research and things I found online. And I believe this is all you need. Again, if I need more, throw it down below, or by the time this is even out there, I'll probably have already scrambled to pick up the missing supplies. Okay, now let's get right into these supplies. I wanted to start off with the two things that you'll probably need that are one-time expenses, as long as they don't break. It's going to be a thermal printer and a normal printer. $80 for the thermal printer and another $60 for a standard printer. You don't need anything fancy. This is just so you can print out the invoices as well as the shipping labels. The reason I say thermal printer is because you don't want to be taping on paper to an envelope or handwriting anything onto an envelope. No, just spend the money and buy labels because it's going to make your life a whole lot easier. I at least believe it will. Again, I haven't done it, but everyone on the internet says it is. Okay, so again, 80 and 60, that's $140. We are up to $270 already. It's crazy how quick it can go. But the other thing that you'll need to support both of those is printer paper. You can buy one ream for like $9. $9 on Amazon. Maybe you can even find it cheaper. It seems like everyone always has them, like a whole thing of it stuffed underneath their home computer, probably from your parents' house, dust all over it. No one really uses a printer, but in this business, you want to make sure you have your items listed out so no one can come back and yell at you because they forgot the giant spider. And then you're also going to need those thermal labels so you can mail out your envelopes. That is going to be another $20. That got me a whopping $500. I don't know why it took me so long to find that on my phone. 500 thermal labels, and one ream of paper is 500 pages. Everything's adding up perfectly here. So on the thermal labels, it comes out to about 4 cents a label. On the paper, it comes out to about a penny a page. Now, I might mention some unit costs here just because we are playing a game of pennies. That's what everyone talks about. It's about saving a penny or 2 cents every time you send out a card. These are going to be thin margins we're working with here. There hopefully are some other avenues that will generate some more cash, but we'll see. It'll be a journey. Now, on top of that, to actually package your cards to be able to mail them out, we have our paper and our labels sorted, but we need to stuff the cards into the penny sleeves that then go into a top loader, that then go into a team bag, just so it all looks really good and multiple layers of packaging, and your customer will think you did an awesome job. So those three things, those 3 boxes full of plastic, $50 for the penny sleeves. I got 10,000 of those. That's a lot. That's a lot of penny sleeves, but it was half a cent. Half a cent per penny sleeve. 50% off a penny sleeve. I did pretty good if you ask me. No, but all jokes aside, that was like the cheapest thing you could buy at a mass quantity. Everything else was 1,000 units and under. So it's the only thing I really went crazy on. So half a cent per penny sleeve. Top loaders, $63.85 for 1,000 of those. About 6.5 cents. 6.4 cents if you really want to be on the dot there. That's rounded too. And then the team bags, $20 for 1,000, 2 cents per team bag. Those you might be able to stretch a little further. Maybe you use one for one card, but you can also stuff several cards into one team bag. So you might be able to stretch that a little further. We're not going to get into the nitty gritty right now, just so you know where we're at. So we just spent another $134 on all of that. Now we're up to about $400 already. So 130 from our business and domain name, another 140 from both of those printers, and then there's only a few more things going on here. You know, we have our ability to package up the cards, but we still don't have our way to mail them. We need envelopes, and we also need bubble mailers. The reason I'm doing both of them is because if right off the bat you get a bigger order, you don't want to be stuffing them into one little tiny envelope. You want it to look professional. Get some bubble mailers. They're not that expensive. And also get yourself some envelopes. I got the ones that are about the same size as the thermal labels, just so then I'm able to stick them right on there. I was watching someone on YouTube, I can't think of his name right now, Card Philosopher? Is that it? I saw the way he packaged his with the brown envelope and the thermal label around it. It was a really cool idea. So if you're watching this, hats off. I liked that. Sorry, I keep looking down. I'm like a kid playing on my iPad over here, just staring at my phone, but I'm trying to look at all the numbers and keep a running tally of where we're at. Again, I should leave it up to the screen. I have post editing available to me. I don't know why I keep trying to add it all up in my head. But anyway, we got our bubble mailers and envelopes. That was $25 for the bubble mailers, 200 of them. That is a whopping 12.5 cents per bubble mailer. But again, you're probably going to use those on bigger orders, stretches it a little further. Not that bad. And then I spent another $24 on envelopes, 300 of those. I actually ordered another 200 just for the heck of it. For the sake of this video and the budget, let's stick with the 300 that I ordered. I feel like you could probably re-up. If you know that you're selling and you're turning over some inventory, just order a little bit more on Amazon. They'll show up in a couple days. Should be able to cover the turnover of your inventory. I don't even know. I don't think it'll go that fast. So we'll see. But we've got our bubble mailers and envelopes covered. And then the last thing that I saw that I thought was pretty nice from RNG Games, Rob, I believe it is, he would put these little labels on each card to attach it to the paper. That made it so it wouldn't slide around in the envelope. And I thought that was a nice touch. So $9, 1,000 of those, less than a penny a piece. Wait, one more thing. I don't know if everyone wants to do this. You could get business cards. You could do a full print at your local Staples, $25 for 500, 5 cents each. Good way to market yourself, slide it in there with, I don't know. Maybe someone will come back to your store. I'm thinking I'm going to do that as well. Might just be a nice touch. Okay, so I think that's it. I pretty much went over all of the materials I could immediately think of that you would need when you're shipping. I don't think you need much more than this really to start. Again, let me know down below if I am forgetting something glaring and obvious. And again, if I start, by the time this is out, I will probably have realized that I needed it in a rush. So all that we need now are cards to sell. So let's start figuring out our inventory. Now I made a quick tally just so we know where we stand, and we are at $482. So we've used up about half of our whole entire budget just to get the business going and the supplies we need. Now that does still give us half of our entire budget to get some inventory. This is where things get interesting because you could go a lot of different ways here. Let me tell you a little bit about what my plan is going to be, and this could really vary based on the person and what you want to do, how much risk you want to take, how much money you have available, all kinds of things. So my strategy was to get this thing going with $1,000. That doesn't mean that $1,000 is going to be the cap, because you're going to need to add inventory, and you can't necessarily always expect inventory to turn over completely before you can go out and buy more. Now, if you really want to bootstrap it, yes, that is something you can do. You can price things really competitively to do so, but I'm going to probably take more of the avenue here where I have floor prices on certain cheap cards, and then I try to beat higher price cards just so I can get some sales going and get a little bit of volume going, because you want to make sure that you can actually build up your reviews and all of that. So let me just start with my exact game plan, how I'm going to spend that $500 initial dollars. In lieu of Duskmorn, the first thing I decided to do was go out and buy the whole 4-pack of the precons coming out. Now, everyone always talks about that there's extra value beyond the price of the pack, and I know that it tanks certain cards' values, but I believe that there's enough in there that you could pull out a little bit of value. You know what cards you're going to get, and you can sell the ones that have the highest value at a little bit more of a competitive price just to, again, get that sales velocity going, because you really need to be able to kind of kickstart the engine early on, especially when you're limited to only 100 items in inventory. You don't really want to not know what you're working with. At least that's my thought process. So I went out and bought those. That was $125. $125, I think it's a good price. I got that in a pre-sale. So 125 bucks, that gives me 400 cards to potentially sell. I can, again, sift through them, sell the most valuable ones. We're probably not going to be profiting a ton off the bat. The whole goal in the beginning, in my opinion, is to kind of build a name for yourself. So keep that in mind as I list the rest of this off. Next up, just to keep things interesting, I bought a Modern Horizons 3 booster box. And the reason I did this was because I wanted to allow a little bit of chance. And also, I know that Modern Horizons 3 has held some pretty strong value, so there's chances at pulling some more expensive cards that, again, you can have within your inventory. And then in general, if there's a slightly higher price of card, you can sort of stick to a, not like 5-cent pulls. I'm sure there'll be plenty of those too, but just what was going through my mind. I got that for 200 bucks. I actually got it off of an auction. I think they're going for more than that. So I could probably go around and just sell the box as well. But I got it for $200 shipped, and that is 504 cards. So now I have 904 cards in my inventory already. I should be able to get something out of that just to get the wheels turning. Now, last but not least, I went out and bought bulk. It's a lot. I've already started to sort through it because I want to kind of get things going before I start putting out videos. It'll make for some interesting content to sort through it, that's for sure. 20,000 cards, 200 bucks. People are probably yelling. They're probably saying that's too much for bulk. Some people might say it's a deal. I don't know. I've already found some cards in there that are worth a good amount. I might go that avenue. It's wishy-washy. I wanted inventory. That's the big thing. I wanted inventory. I wanted to get some higher price cards to get the sales level up, and then I wanted inventory. So that's where that came from. I now have 21,000 cards for $525. Overall, not that bad on a price per card. In fact, it comes out to about 2.5 cents per card. So in that case, if you just average down the Modern Horizons as well as the pre-cons, and you're essentially paying 2.5 cents per card, you're in a good spot. Again, I'm probably driving some people crazy by saying this. I think I have some other avenues and strategies for the bulk as well once I get it all sorted. But we'll get into all that in a different video. Again, I want to put it out there, and I want to stress it because I know people are going to maybe come back and yell about it or whatever. There's going to be more money put into this. Now, $1,000, let's pick it up again because, you take it out for show to be able to put it on a video. Out of your $1,000, you're not going to be able to turn over that inventory, and you're going to run out of certain supplies faster than others. You're not going to be able to just roll 1,000 into 10,000 or something crazy. It's just not how business works. I run businesses. You need money to make money, and in a lot of cases, if you can infuse it faster, you can grow faster. And that's going to be the fun of this channel, these videos, is figuring out ways that we can grow the magic business in all kinds of avenues. So more money is inevitably going to be going into it, but this is a really solid way that you could start something for $1,000. And once you start selling, you will have money to go out and buy more materials. That's all you really need. That's all you really need to get going. So with that being said, we're going to see how it goes. And I've said it a million times in this video already, but it is going to be interesting. And if you want to follow along on a truly grassroots start to wherever it goes sort of channel and set of videos, I highly suggest you subscribe because we're going to be opening these packs. We're going to be sorting through bulk. We're going to be listing the cards. We're going to be packing the cards. We're going to look at the profit margins, the numbers. I'm going to get into the nitty gritty here. It's going to be very fun. I can't wait to get a better grasp on the market behind the cards, and hopefully I can make some interesting videos along the way. Well, I would say that's about it for now. A lot of the other stuff we're going to be diving into will take place in future videos. So if you liked this one, please consider giving it a thumbs up as well as subscribing to follow along for more in the future. And before starting on recording this video, I was sorting through some bulk, so I ought to go clean that up. 20,000 cards. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Well, we will see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.